Hi, Pretty Alice here. Just got out of the shower and decided to do the 77 Witchy Questions Tag. Ooh, sorry about the shaking. Holding the camera. So, number 1, do you use runes as a written language? No, but I do use them in spells. Oh, sorry, I can't. I'm sorry, my hand is shaking. I use them in spell work, but that's about it. Maybe I need to switch hands. That hand is shaking, I don't know. No, that's not good. Okay, sorry. Do you feel you have natural gifts such as premonitions or seeing spirits? And if so, do you think this is what led you to your path? I don't see spirits or have premonitions. I mean, I've had a couple dreams that came true, but not in a long time. And yeah, I am an empath, but I don't feel that that's what led me to my path. What deity do you work with, if any, and why? For years, I just worked with the god and goddess, just in general. And then, a while back, I started working with Bastet. And then, a little while after that, not long ago at all, I started working with Anubis. Have you always worked with the same deity? No, I just said that. Do you use any personal items in your practice, blood, tears, urine, etc.? No, but I don't have a problem using tears, hair, fingernail clippings, stuff like that, but I think using blood, urine, stuff like that is a little bit gross, although I don't have a problem with other people who use it. Do you do past life readings, or have you ever had one done? If so, who were you and how did you die? No, I don't know how to do them. I know I've had many lives, and I think that I've been told I'm what's referred to as an old soul. I know a little bit about my other lives, but I know I've died young in at least a couple. What is your favorite magical tool? Okay, my favorite physical tool, maybe my Book of Shadows or herbs, but as non-physical would be definitely my mind. What type of song or music gets you in a witchy mood? Lots of different types. Pagan, Celtic, meditation music. I have this one thing, it's like a CD or whatever. I got off iTunes called the 99 Essential Gregorian Chants, which may sound kind of weird, but that's what I like to listen to when I meditate, and I like that a lot. Where is the most magical place you've ever been? I don't really know. I'd like to go to Salem or something, and like Tequila has said, how her old house was so full of magic and you could always feel it when you walked in and all that. I'd love to have a house one day that felt that way, where it's just so full of magic and energy and it's just like vibrating with it. I'd love to have that one day. Sorry, I'm trying to get the next page. What animal is your familiar, if any? I don't have one, first of all. But I believe familiars are more of an energy form of an animal rather than like a physical one, like a pet, like a lot of people seem to believe. Although one day I might get a pet that I feel I have such a strong connection with that it becomes my familiar. I don't know, because I've never had one. That's just what I believe for now. What in the craft are you best at? Tarot, spells, etc. I'd say spells, probably. What are you weaker at? Definitely working with other witches. I've never really done that, at least not in a really, really long time. I did when I first started out, age 10. I worked with my best friend. What is your favorite part of the craft? Probably spells. What is the first tool you ever purchased? I'd have to say crystals. Or maybe a book. I started collecting crystals when I was like 4 years old. And we'd go to the Discovery store and my dad would buy me some crystals and stuff and, quartz crystal clusters, and I had a piece of bismuth that I really liked, and I've still got some of them, but I don't have all of them that I used to have. I don't have the bismuth anymore, and we had a deck that had a bunch of rocks underneath it for the dogs, and I went under there and I'd collect them and just all sorts of stuff. And so I started using those in my practice. But the first one that I specifically bought for my practice was the book The Encyclopedia of 5,000 Spells by Judica Illis when I was maybe 10 or 11. I saved up money from bake sales and lemonade stands and stuff and bought that in secret so my parents wouldn't find out. Okay, what's your first homemade tool? Honestly, that was so long ago. I'm almost 25 now, 25 next month. So I don't really remember. It might have been a stick I found outside that I made into a wand, or it might have been just using seashells that I found at the beach. I don't really remember. What are your feelings on raising kids in the craft? I don't see a problem with it, as long as you don't force it on them. If you don't force your beliefs on people, I believe that's a strong point. If you just let them choose your own path, but show them your way, I think, that's fine. If you were a goddess or god, who would you be? I don't like to say I'd be a specific god like, Hecate or Isis or whoever. But I would be a goddess who was nice, but had a bit of a darker side, like more of a kick in the pants, you need to do your work, you need to work for it. I'm not just gonna hold you by the hand and do it for you type thing. Let's see, where am I? Oh, number 18. Do you use astrology in your practice? If so, in what ways? Yes, I do to an extent. I don't know much about it, to be honest. I've tried studying it before, and it's kind of complicated to me. What, if any, ways could you practice dark magic and still respect the beliefs of Wicca? I'm not Wiccan. I thought I was for a while, but in reality, I didn't actually know much about it, so I was just like, oh yeah, I didn't know about the Wiccan Rede or the threefold law, and I just knew that it was you worship the god and goddess and a few things like that. So I thought I was Wiccan, but I really didn't know the whole basis of the religion, really. So, because I was just a kid. So, but basically, I think what one person, kind of like what Tequila said, what one person views as dark, another might not. So, I guess that could be how. Do you have any witches in your family? All my adoptive family is very Christian, so no witches or pagans there. But I've never met anyone in my birth family. So, although it's probably not likely, I guess it is possible. Someone there might be. What item could you not witch without? Mainly just, me, my mind. That's pretty much it. I don't really need all the tools, the physical stuff. I've did without that for years. And I could do without it again. What's your favorite Sabbath or time of year? Sabbath, I really like Samhain and Lughnasadh. For a long time, I didn't know about any of the Sabbaths other than Samhain and Yule. And now I like Yule, but I don't have anyone to celebrate it with. And without anyone to celebrate it with, it's not as fun. Whereas with Samhain and Lughnasadh, I feel like I can celebrate them by myself more, where it's still fun. And with Lughnasadh, I get to make a big meal for my family, and they'll eat it, and still without making a big fuss over that it's a pagan thing. And as for time of year, I like winter, because I like the cold. Have you ever had a YouTube burnout? Not exactly. At the beginning, when I first made, I think it was my first or second video I made, probably the first. And then I had a 6 months period where I didn't make anything. But it wasn't really because I didn't want to or because I had a burnout. It was more because I got real sick because of my chronic illness, and I just physically wasn't able to. Okay, I'm going to stop the video here because my phone has trouble uploading long videos, and it's, already a little over 9 minutes. So I'm going to stop it here, and that was question 22. So I'll stop it here and keep going in the next one.